welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shireen. Guys, welcome back. But before I get started here, guys, I would love for you to share my video and subscribe to my channel. Yes, guys, if you subscribe to my channel, you will know when more put out new videos. So as you can see, the title of this video is why do you stay in an abusive relationship, guys? Why people stay in abusive relationship? That's what we're going to answer today. Why people stay, or reasons why people stay in abusive relationship. I have 8 points I want to share with you today. Point number 1 is confusing mind. So when you're in an abusive relationship and you have confusing mind, is like you're telling yourself you're not being abused, right? You start to doubt yourself, and the person start to gaslighting you. And what that is led you to believe something other than what you know to be true. And you start to questioning things, if it's right or it's wrong. Don't let anybody do that to you. It is wrong. Totally wrong. If you know that what the person did to you is wrong, you should accept it. It is wrong. Don't be confused, right? And don't tell yourself that you deserve it. You do not deserve that. No, you don't deserve abuse. No, you don't. Like, for example, in a relationship and a guy, your boyfriend rape you, right? Yes, it's rape. Shouldn't do it. Hit you, push you, pull you. You shouldn't do it. And you can't be confused about that. Abuse is abuse. When somebody abuses you, that's what it is. It's called. You can't minimize it because of all the trauma and all of the hurt and everything that is going on. It leaves you into a space where you feel ashamed, you feel embarrassed, you feel all of those things, and because of that, you can't make the decision to come out of the relationship, right? Because remember, when you're in a abusive relationship, you tend to do a lot of self-blame, right? And when you self-blame, it leads to confusion and it leads to doubt. So you doubt yourself, you doubt your own thinking pattern. So that is why you need to confide in somebody else, right? You confide in a friend, a family member, and ask them for clarity so that they can be the voice of opinion, the voice for you, and the voice of logic. Damage self-worth. So when you're with somebody, right, and somebody keep beating you down, every day they beat you down, it damages your self-worth. Right? When you go into the relationship, maybe your self-esteem were high, and then you stay with that person for a long time, and then just beat you down. Then they treat you so horrible that you start believing the lies, right? They treat you inhumane. You start believing the lies. You start believing that it is okay. Right? And you start to lower the bar, right? Because sometimes when you go into a relationship, you know that the relationship is, you know what is right and what is wrong. And then you start to make people treat you disrespectfully and dishonorable, right? And you start to believe that you don't worth anything, which you need to believe that you deserve better. You deserve everything, right? You deserve all that relationship. You deserve respect. You deserve somebody to treat you with respect and treat you lovely and treat you nice and treat you like a princess and treat you like a king. You deserve that. But I know when you're in relationship for many, many years and the person beat you down, you start to lose a part of yourself and you start to lower the bar. So what you got to do, you got to bring the bar back up. And that is why, as I said, if you have friends and family who you can talk to, or you go see a counselor about it, and then they will set you straight and they will say, no, those things are not acceptable, right? And teach you about self-worth, that you should value yourself, right? And you shouldn't live into a relationship that is disrespectful or let somebody treat you less than a human being, or let somebody treat you like you're not deserving of, right? And those are the things that can affect people and damage their self-worth. Number 3 is fear. What do we mean by fear? Fear could be you're afraid of that individual, right? That is why you stay in an abusive relationship. You're in fear that the person is gonna do something to hurt you. Or it could be fear that the person tells you all the time that you're not worthy or you're not good enough. Or you're not lovable. But that's all wrong. That is not true. You are worthy, you're lovable, right? And if somebody is threatening you in any way, you should go contact the police. You should tell a family member. There's 1-800 number, I'm sure you can call and talk to somebody about if you feel threatened. And I want to say too, sometimes people have fear within themselves. Because you feel you're not good enough, you feel crippled, as if you can't get out of that awful relationship. But you can, guys. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to have self-worth, right? You have to practice mindfulness, which is helping yourself, take yourself out of that fear of losing something. You're not losing anything anyways, right? You're not losing anything. There's nothing to be lost. Maybe you're gaining something. Sometimes you lose a relationship, you gain another, right? So yeah, so don't even think that you're losing anything. You're not. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes it's the best thing that will happen to you. And sometimes people put fear in you, you know, like people would say to you, oh, I'm leaving. It's a form of abuse, right? I'm leaving you, or I'm going to move out. And you get fear, and that fear cripples you. And then it makes you more clingy to that person. You're not supposed to let anybody play with your mind like that, right? You want to make sure that you're in good mental health. Talk to somebody, talk to a family member, talk to a friend, right? Discuss it with them. Tell them your fears. Tell them why you fear of leaving this marriage or this relationship. Why are you in fear? And if you're afraid of leaving that person because you fear for your life, you need to make plans. So when you leave, you have enough money and that person don't know where you are. Just plan your way out of it. And I know you ladies, you know how to plan. And if you don't know how to plan, you need to call a helpline and they'll help you, right? And you just have to get out. Life is so short. You can't limit yourself. We all have different people that we like. I can date anybody. I can date black, white, Chinese, all nation. I can date. If I can't find somebody in my own race that is going to treat me with respect, I'm going to go somewhere else and find somebody. So do not limit yourself or put yourself into a box. You need to explore, right? And sometimes that's how you're going to find happiness. I remember, for example, for me, when I was growing up, I was so skinny and I didn't have all that voluptuous shape. And I find that a lot of black guys didn't really care for me then. Right? And so I went abroad, and so I find that a lot of Caucasian were very much attracted to me. So and I found that that's who I should be dating then, right? At the time. Now things change. I mean, back then, right? Your life is at stake here. You have to talk to somebody, right? If the person threatens you, you have to talk to somebody. You can't stay into a relationship that is unhealthy. I know some of us feel trapped because of what the other person said you're going to do to you if you leave. We have rights. You're your own human. You're supposed, if you want to leave a relationship, you're supposed to leave a relationship. If you want to leave a marriage, you're supposed to leave a marriage. It is your choice. It's not the other person's choice. So don't be afraid. And some people use fear to keep you. They'll tell you, if you don't do this, do that, they're going to leave. Forget that. It's abuse. It's called abuse. Nobody should threaten you that they're going to leave. If they want to leave, the door is open. Let them go. What Tyler Perry said, let them go. You can't force somebody to love you or stay with you. And you can't change people. People ain't change. I'm going to tell you a little joke. A friend of mine telling about the scorpion and the frog. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to tell the joke the way it should be told, but I'm going to tell it anyways. So the frog is going over the lake, and the scorpion said to the frog, can you carry me over the lake? And the frog said to the scorpion, why should I help you? You're going to sting me. And the scorpion thought about it and says, why would I sting you if you are the one who's going to take me across the lake? Anyhow, so the frog thought about it, and then he carried the scorpion over on his back. So when he reached about 3/4 way, the scorpion sting the frog, and the frog looked up at the scorpion and said, why? He said, it's just my nature. So you know what? You can't change nobody. It's just their nature. So the next point is wanting to be a savior. You can't save those people. Narcissists, you cannot save. It's not going to work. You can't say leopard don't change their spots. They will never change. Never. And I said never change unless they want to change and they are changing for themselves, right? You have to look at it like this. When you go to the gym, if you're serious about going to the gym, get up out of your bed every morning and go to the gym. That is the hard work. That's what it takes to change. And if a person don't want to change, you can't save them. You can't make somebody good. You can't make somebody like you. You can't save them. You can't kill them with love. And if you kill them with love, they will love you. It doesn't work like that. It's either the person is for you, is with you, or they are against you, right? And some people, for no ungodly reason, they are just rude. They has no respect for people, because you need to understand there's two things. There is a person don't have to love you to respect you, right? It's two different things. Because I respect my teacher, but I don't love my teacher personally. Like, I'm in love with my teacher. No, but I respect. If you're with somebody and they don't respect, it has nothing to do with love. They have no morals. Their value is different from yours. Not because I love you, that mean I will respect you. I respect everybody, right? I respect people's boundaries, right? I don't try to insult people. I don't try to belittle people. I don't try to treat people inhumane, right? I don't try to find faults of everything, because you have a lot of people out there, they are fault finders. They would look, if you look good, there's always faults everywhere, and people find faults and faults and faults for everything, guys, everything, right? If you wear a new hair, they tell you they don't like it. They don't even have a reason why they don't like it. They always find a fault. They never look at the positive. So something in their brain goes to the negative all the time, and you can't change that. Maybe that stemmed from some childhood abuse. When they were younger, their parents abused them get neglect. There's so many reasons. You can't fix these people. Don't even bother try, right? They have to want to change, right? And the funny thing is, you will be with somebody and then they were horrible to you, and then they go and find somebody else and they're nice to that person, right? So maybe that person is just not for you, and you have to understand that you cannot save them. You cannot be their savior. No, you can't. And you can't, like, you have pity on them, or you pity them because you don't want to leave because they're not in the right health, they're not in the right mental state, and it's not your problem. Leave. You can't help them. You certainly can't help them. Point number 5, children. People stay in an abusive relationship because of what? Children. Yes, a lot of women stay into relationship because of children. They make sacrifice for the children. Especially a lot of black women, you have boys, and boys need men to grow them. And so a lot of women stay into the relationship because it's abusive, or they stay into the relationship because if they go, they can't afford to support the child. So those are things that you guys need to think about before you even have children. It is unfortunate that we don't get a book to read about life or to guide us with our decision in life. But one of the things we should do is, before we start having children, we should consider, what if the relationship don't work out? Can I take care of that child on my own? I mean, no, you shouldn't be taking care of the child on your own, because it's two of you come together. But you should be able to be self-sufficient when you are on your own, right? So you can make the decision. And sometimes staying in that relationship is not the best thing, because for children, it really hurts them, right? They become angry. They pick up all these bad habits, right? They can go either way. They can go the way towards the abuser or to the extreme end, right? And that is things that we need to avoid, because our children see and live what they learn, right? So whatever they see in the household, this is how they're going to develop. So you have to be careful how you treat, or how you make the decision about, okay, I'm going to stay because of my kids. Staying because of your kids and then you argue every day in the household, it doesn't make any sense, because that is abuse of its own. You are putting your kids in an abusive situation, and right, and it's not right. I mean, yes, you want to you want the family to stay together, but sometimes it is better if you guys live apart and you co-parent, right? Instead of have the kids in that abusive, and then the cycle continues, and you don't want the cycle to continue. Family expectation and experience. Now, when you have family expectations and experience, it's almost like you were married into a family, and then you love that family so much, or you love that family so much and you don't want to disappoint anybody, but they are not living your happiness. They are not living in your shoes, and they don't know what goes on in that household. You can't let them run your life, right? You can't let them run your life. You have to take control of your life, because you are responsible for your happiness. What did I say? You're responsible for your happiness. Nobody is. Right? When you reach 30, 40, and 50, and they realize you're in a marriage for 20 years and it didn't even worth it. It don't worth it. If you ask an older person if they would have made a different decision, especially if they were in an abusive relationship, and you ask them if they should have left the relationship, they would have tell you yes, they would left the relationship. Sometimes we think too much. We can't think too much. We need to get out fast. Don't spend another day with an abuser. If the person is abusing you, go. Why are you there? Right? Why are you there? It's not healthy for you nor for him. Right? Let him go. Let she go find whoever she wants to find. Because sometimes the grass is not greener, and sometimes they are not happy with themselves. And if they're not happy with themselves, you can't change that. Right? Because you are not what they want. Right? You're not what they want. So back to what I said, you can't live your life for your family. You can't, because you don't want the person. You don't want your family there disappointed. If they pay money for you, give them back the money. Pay them back and get rid of that person out of your life. Right? You don't need stress in your life. Sometimes you live in one room. It's better than living to a house that is very uncomfortable. Right? You live with somebody, sometimes you can't even turn on the light. But yet, the person would be sending money abroad to another woman. It doesn't make sense. People are so unfair. Right? And mind you, when they are with you, right, you sacrifice everything. You are there at the restaurant, and then all you do is when you're ordering your meal and so on, you skip the drink because, you want to save the family some money and all that. And then you do that, and then 10 years down the line, the man are going to leave you anyways. Sometimes you have to live your best life there and then. Live your life in the moment. Do not let any family cloud your judgment or tell you have to stay. It's not until death do us part. You're going to live unhappy all your life, right? I pray about it. Pray about it. I know some of you are Christians, and because you are Christians, you feel that you need to stay into abusive. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. If the person is abusive, leave. Right? It's going to free you. You're going to see how much free you feel. It only takes about 3 months to get over a relationship. 3 to 6 months. And then you're all right. Yes, you're going to get over it. Right? You don't entirely get over it, but the hurt is not there as much after 3 or 6 months. Right? You're starting to heal. If you find that you're not healing after 3 or 6 months and things not getting better, that means you need to go see somebody, right? See somebody. You know what, as counselor told me once? Stay in the hate. Think about all the things that the person did to you. Point number 7, finances. You stay in a marriage because of finance. You want to live in a big house. You want to drive a big car. It don't worth it, and then you come home to an empty house. Somebody will live in a big house and we're unhappy. Why we're unhappy? We're unhappy because there's no love. There's no warmth. There's no it's not a loving home. If your home isn't loving, why are you there? Just pack up your bag and go live in a one little, in a one trailer. You're going to find that you're happier. Right? Yes. I agree totally. Don't make money be the reason for you to stay in a relationship. If you're in a relationship and you know that money is going to be an issue, that's why we need to plan, right? When you have your kids, there's so many online courses. Take online courses, upgrade yourself. Many things you can do so that you don't put yourself into a situation where you need the other person solely, and if the other person doesn't exist, you don't exist. No, that is wrong. That is wrong. That's why we need to educate ourselves, right? If you're in an abusive relationship, go online and search for a 6-month course and take the 6-month course while you're there and have that. That is going to help you get out of it. You get yourself a job, it is more freedom, and that person not going to be able to treat you the way they do. Point number 8, isolation. So when you're living with somebody who is abusive, many times they don't like people around. Why? They don't want people around because they don't want people to influence you and tell you the right thing. They don't want you to talk on the phone. They don't want you to do anything but only talk to them. It's like you must live for them alone, right? It's not love. Somehow we think it's love. Oh, I'm just love me, I'm just what? Please. What, you're going to live in my arm 24 hours, 7 days a week? No. It is called control. Get out of it. Get out of it. Help yourself. Right? And do not feel trapped into any relationship like that. Get out of it. In time, when somebody wants to keep you in isolation, they will tell you it's either me or you. They don't even want you on the phone. If you go on the phone, them have a problem with it. Even when they are not even talking to you.